Hi guys, Roxana from the blog acquaintlife.com. Today I want to talk to you about some ways to make your home more cozy. I thought it would be appropriate to make this video because we're going into the cooler months, and right now, of course, the last 20 months we have been in our homes more so than ever before. And for a person like me, I love to be home. I've always created a cozy home, but for a lot of people I know, it's not something that you've ever really had to do, or more, it was kind of on the back burner of important things because you're always out and maybe you're more extroverted than me. I'm more of an introverted person. I do like to talk to people, but being at home is just the best for me. I could be here all week long, a little hermit, and be completely fine with that. But if you're not like that, I hope that you've adjusted somehow, and I think that you're probably watching this video for ways to create that space. And I hope that these tips that I have for you help you do just that. The first one on the list that I want to talk about is lighting. I think that lighting is one of the most overlooked and easiest things that you can change in a room to really change the feeling of that room. When you walk into a space that has stark lighting or harsh lighting and it's just bright, it immediately repels you. It does not give you a good, comfortable, relaxed feeling. It makes you feel it's very intrusive, honestly, and sometimes it hurts your eyes, or maybe it just doesn't give you that calm feeling that you're looking for. So replacing lighting, I love Edison bulbs. I also found these beautiful candles that are actually battery operated and they come with a remote. And I have made kind of a little faux fireplace in my living area that has created a beautiful glow around our seating area. This is the main seating area in our house, where we watch TV, or I just kind of read books here. A lot of times, especially on a rainy day, it's really nice to curl up with a book. I also try to add lamps in my home as much as possible. And by doing so, you kind of have a more warmer glow than you do when you have overhead lighting. Now in my living room, I do like to have a ceiling fan, so I installed this ceiling fan, but I never put the light on for it unless I've dropped something and I need to find it. But for me, there's never ever a reason for overhead lighting, especially if you're relaxing in a space or you're having guests over to relax with you and just hang out. So for me, that is not a mood setter. Turn off the overhead lights, put on some pretty lamps. I like to thrift a lot and go to antique shops, and I love to look for lamps. It's one of my #1 things to look for because I feel like you can never have too many lamps in your home. They just provide a beautiful glow. And as a matter of fact, on lamps, I do keep them in my kitchen as well. So it's nice and glowy when I'm in there cooking dinner, and especially during these fall and cooler months, it just gives a beautiful vibe. Now, the next thing you might already know, but I really think it's important, so I want to put it on #2 on my list here, and that's textiles. Now, textiles are obviously things like rugs, throw blankets, pillows, but they really do add something to a space. I have a throw pillow and I have throw blankets even on my front porch. I change those out seasonally. I like to, in the fall and winter months, I do like to replace our throws with a flannel because I feel like flannel is a very fall and winter and Christmassy type of vibe. And in the summer and spring months, we might not be covering up with those throws, but they're still nice to have. In those months, I do a lighter one on the couch, but definitely always have a throw, lots of throw pillows, and I do have an area rug. Kind of brings the room together and provides that cozy feeling. Another one I think is very much overlooked is smells. So when you're cozy, you kind of got to think about what makes you cozy. It's hitting senses, right? We have several senses. We don't just have sight or just touch. We also have smell. And when you're in an area that has maybe just an old house smell, or maybe there's no smell at all, it can always be spruced up with a great smell. I like to personally use essential oils, and I also use beeswax candles. I'll leave a link for beeswax candle making if that's something you'd like to do in the description below. When I want an actual scent, I'm really liking to have pine and fir and evergreen smells, so I like to stock up on my essential oils year round. In the summer and spring months, I do more of a grapefruit and citrus blend, and I love to have lemon all the time on hand because lemon is perfect for cleaning as well, but it's also a very nice clean smell. Grapefruit, like I said, and also sweet orange is really good for the spring and summer months. But right now we are in fall and winter, so whenever you watch this video, of course I want to talk about those scents. I again love an evergreen, a fir. Right now I have pine. I put a little bit of lemon in there as well, and having these diffusers in the space that you're sitting and even in the bathroom as well, it creates and sets a tone with the senses, and you immediately are hit with it just like the lighting. So I think it's very important to create and make sure that you're paying attention to even small details like scent. Now, depending on the music you enjoy, I do love to always have music playing. I personally have an Alexa in my home, and she is great because you can ask her to play pretty much any music that you like, and she's just there in the background playing music. If you don't have her, of course you could buy a little portable speaker or something like that that Bluetooths to your phone. I have that as well for my office area because my Alexa's in one room and then my office area is in another. Light, relaxing music really does do something to our senses, and so having the scents going, having nice lighting, and some beautiful music in the background. I like to do classical. I've been listening to a lot of Yo-Yo Ma and a lot of Bach, and we do love Chopin. So those are 3 stations that I like to ask Alexa to play in our home, and they're just nice, light, beautiful music. And you can even ask her to play maybe some folk music or something like that if that's something that you enjoy. So that's number 3. Number 4, I think we're on the list, is houseplants. Now, if you're a houseplant killer, don't worry, there are a lot of houseplants that you can purchase that are very low maintenance. They almost never need water, and they actually clean your air, a lot of them. So they're on double duty. They're bringing liveliness to a space, and they're also cleaning your air. They're beautiful to look at too. Having 1 or 2 houseplants in the area that you're sitting really can add to the decor, but at the same time add to the feeling of that space. And that's what we're really going for, is a comfortable, cozy vibe that makes us feel good, and alive things do that. Now, if houseplants aren't your thing, flowers make a beautiful addition to any seating area of your home. You could pick them up at the grocery store. You don't have to, of course, necessarily grow them like I do, but they are just beautiful. They're beautiful to cut, to have, and a great little tip is to get a larger bouquet at the grocery store and then open it up and break it down and put it into smaller vases, so that way it really extends the reach of that bouquet, right? You could put it in multiple areas as opposed to just one big bouquet on the kitchen table, although I really love the look of that as well, but you get the idea. Putting liveliness in the space will change the way it feels. Now, we've come up with 4 really great ways to cozy up a space in your home, and we have hit almost all of our senses with the exception of 1, and that is taste. Now, of course, you're not going to have to always have a snack or something in the area, and that's not the idea. My grandmother was famous for putting beautiful little candy dishes in all of her sitting areas in her home. She loved to place melted mints and even those Andes candies that come in the little tins. And it was just a nice little treat for her guests and for herself in areas of the home that people would maybe go and sit and just enjoy a book or a show or whatever it was they were doing in that space, and it added to the coziness and comfort of it. Now, another great thing to have in a space is somewhere to put a beverage. This one, I think, is such a useful thing to think about, because a lot of times when we're decorating a space, we're not necessarily thinking about practical things. We're mostly thinking about the beauty of it, right? We're looking at pictures, we're looking at flowers, we're looking at throw pillows, but sometimes we often overlook, hey, where's somebody gonna sit here with a drink? And where are they gonna put that drink? So if there's no tables that you have in spaces where people are going to be sitting, A good thing to put is one of these table trays that I like to have. I put one on my front porch for when I'm out there with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and I have somewhere to put my drink, and it just adds to that coziness of that area. And then in my living room, I don't have any kind of side tables, and so what I do is I put another table tray there, and people have a space to put their drink. Of course, it's always nice to ask somebody if they'd like something to drink when they come to your home, but if you're there just being cozy, it's nice to have somewhere to put your tea cup, right? And so that is 5 ways, but one bonus thing I kind of want to talk about really quick before I finish up here, and that is to make sure that your space really reflects you. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but having just a few things that really represent you and make you feel nice to look at will really improve the space. And what I mean by that is maybe a pretty picture on your wall, or maybe the color of the wall needs to change. Small things like that really do have an overall effect on us when we're in spaces. And so that's just something I want you to think about when you're looking around a space and you're trying to make it cozy. It should reflect you. Our sights are a big component when it comes to being cozy. So just keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Every single week, I post new videos with from scratch cooking, natural home and garden, and a bit of homemaking. Thanks again for watching.